Yeah. Hi, Steven. Hey, you three, can we, talk? Order, can we talk in the office real quick?
We shouldn't be
Sidebar?
leaving him to his own
I'm fine.
demons out here.
I ain't
Steven,
gonna
we're doing
do
the
anything.
sidebar. We're doing that classic sidebar.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want me to stand back here?
That's how a sidebar works, Steven.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Don't touch anything.
Should I just? Okay, I won't touch
Just
nothing.
You see something that's interesting, don't touch it.
Nothing
Seriously.
at
You
all.
do whatever comes natural to you.
That's a bad. No.
Are
Nope.
you sure?
How about you just pour yourself a cup of coffee and we'll be right back.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
how dangerous could that be?
More than you
Don't say
think.
that.
But
Don't open any doors.
All right.
Okay. Why is he here?
He's gonna help us with the thing.
I don't.
The demon.
I had no plan on this. By the way, again, just
This is-
putting that out there.
We're along for the ride. This is Gus's show.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids met or something. I don't know. No, there's something here. Whatever it is.
I
I hate that you make me use that word.
I think we should be careful with who we bring into the office, especially with you.
I'm sorry. Does this guy not meet the standards of Mark? Is this guy not up to Mark quality? Is that what's
At
up?
what point was I okay with Mark being around?
I will have to again agree here.
We barely know what we're doing. I just think we should be careful with who we bring in because honestly, this idea, it just seems really fucking.
Yeah, big 16-pound sledge on that pole a couple of times would probably take care of it. You guys moved.
Yes, we did. We had URM.
Well, I've got it here. There's somebody nearby.
I wonder if they ever found out.
Well, now I reckon I ought to tell you a story about a little office that handles things nobody else will. You know, the supernatural, super unnatural, hauntings, hexes. The whole list is rather long, and we don't have near enough daylight for that. What you need to know is this. Ain't no script here. We make it up as we go. Music, sounds, etc. It's all produced for you live, like magic. And it being a scary story and all, I'm assuming it will have all the things scary stories do. But I'm just guessing here, because of it being improvised and all. Alls I know is with this cast, well, it's probably going to be brutal, violent, and have enough moral decay to make our therapists quit. You got one of those, right? Good. So use your brain, okay? It's going to be scary, strange, and dumb as hell. Oh, f*** off, you. Great! What's all this then?
Great. No,
What's going on?
only it's Gus's idea.
Hi there. Who are you? Am I allowed to respond?
Yes, you're allowed to respond.
Yeah, she's a boss.
My name's Steven then. Oh, great. I'm Alder. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so
Likewise. What's going on, guys?
So
Yes.
we have camera, and camera will be set up, and we will try to recreate the circumstances of catching a monster, a more literal one in this case compared to previous circumstances, but nonetheless.
Okay. So you didn't get caught then?
No, actually, I don't think anybody noticed. Like a stroke of luck.
Actually, oddly
Well
enough.
done. Well done, y'all. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad we thought of a second plan then.
Yeah. Turns out this came in handy.
Yeah, weirdly enough. I don't know how that worked.
I don't know. I just make it up as I go along.
Yeah, and yeah, that worked very well. I have to give you kudos there. I couldn't say it in the moment.
Why couldn't you say it in the moment?
Well, because then, call attention to it.
Oh, fair enough. They call that something, don't they?
Yeah, when you're in a heist and you're like, nice distraction.
Oh, yeah, then you don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to call attention. I was thinking more like in magic, there's a term for that, but I can't remember what it is.
I mean, all I think of is the elephant in the room. You think of the elephant. Now you can't stop thinking about an elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's something like that. Like an observation effect or something. That can have an effect on your magic as well. If you've got observers and the like. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
So the camera. How do we want to do this?
Gotta be honest, guys. I just thought I'd put the components together and then you guys would figure it out.
That sounds like a great idea. That's what I do too.
Well, I mean, putting things together first is good step one.
Yeah. Well, I just more meant like I go as far as my plan goes, and then I just hope somebody else can take the baton, as they say,
Yeah, my loose plan was that we would figure out a way to set up effectively an interrogation room. So we would use this to create some kind of observation window between us. So we have the camera. We don't have a two-way mirror, but maybe we can evoke that concept at least.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. At least to start, maybe, and then we go from there. Oh,
I mean, honestly,
Give me the camera.
hold on. Before y'all get started, could somebody tell me what this is in my office? Something just appeared on my desk. And I open the door. It's a toaster oven. For those who would know what a toaster oven is.
That?
What is that?
Why do you have a toaster?
A toaster oven.
What?
Toaster
arcane
oven.
future tech.
Okay, what does it do?
It's a mini oven. Best way to describe it.
A mini oven. Wow, it's so
Yeah.
tiny.
Hence mini.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people just use it for toast.
Okay.
But it can do more than that. Just usually people are too lazy.
Okay. Well, whatever you
That's
want to
what I thought
put in
like
their office, I'm thank you. I think the office is getting worse. We better hurry.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Yeah.
maybe we can, if we can communicate to the office that what we're trying to do will hopefully exorcise this entity from its premises, maybe it'll be able to help us creating this room effect that we're after.
Well, I just talked to the office. I don't know if it's hearing me or nothing. It never makes any direct conversation back. So I think the office probably just heard you say that, if it is sentient. Did you get that? Yeah, okay. Well,
I don't know what I expected, but we could type in a command line into the computer or something if we want like specifics. I don't know.
yeah.
Does this
But is
place work
Like
like
the
that?
computer's in. Never mind. The
computer's
computer's in the other room.
Yeah, the
room,
computer's
yeah.
in
Not
the other.
important.
Yeah.
Man, it really sucks that there's only one other. There's only one other door in this place.
I mean, I kind of like it. It's never been a problem before because that door opens to anywhere we need to. But yeah, in this situation, it certainly does suck. Well, Gus,
Yeah.
we're going to let you take the lead on this because this is your monster. I mean,
Oh, cool. I love it being described that way.
sorry.
Well,
Oh, it's fine.
How should
how else
I
would you
describe
describe
it?
it?
Yeah.
To be fair.
No, it's accurate, and accuracy is important.
Yeah,
I would also say maybe we don't call it that because it seems like everything we say been kind of confining it to a thing. So describing it as Gus's might confine it to being truly Gus's.
Yeah, that's
then
fair.
if he's taking lead, that kind of does narrow it down, right? It gives it more definition, makes it easier
It
to
gives
deal
it
with.
more definition, but it gives Gus more power in the situation.
Right.
Yeah. It's risky,
Yeah.
though.
You know.
Names have power, after all.
Well, let us know what you want us to do then, Gus.
Yep.
Great. Awesome. Akachi, you wanted to look at the camera?
Are you guys still having a sidebar?
Yeah, will just be a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take a look at it.
Coffee's great, by the
I-
way.
Glad to hear.
I can take a look at it and maybe figure out a way to. Police sirens going wild by my window right now.
We can't hear him.
Okay, I can take a look at it and maybe. I'm good with tech and building. I can maybe figure out a way to have it either with magic, infuse it so that we can look through the door with it, so we don't need to leave or change what's on the other side at all, and just observe. Or physically fix it to the door with through I don't know, like with a peephole or something. But I think I can figure this out.
Okay. So I'm carrying like 2 bags with me, basically, of like relatively heavy equipment. So I unzip these black duffel bags effectively, and I unpack a 1980s style 19mm film camera.
Oh,
Now this is the Ikegami U-matic. It's pretty cutting edge. So if you haven't seen this before, it's probably because you haven't worked in like TV or with any like media outlets, anything like that.
Could you maybe,
Huh?
yeah, could you maybe just roughly describe what that looks like, or tell me
Yeah.
the name of it again?
Yeah, it is it's a very large like shoulder mounted camera basically.
Okay,
So you'd either
okay.
have it if you were like on the streets, you'd have it in like you'd have it on like a pretty big
Oh,
shoulder
wow.
mount, or you'd have it in like, or it'd be like a
Okay.
studio camera on like a full like a full setup that way. But I'll
Yeah.
send you a picture.
Yeah, I see. I looked it up. Okay, it is a tube camera. So for those of you who are listening and trying to visualize, okay, it's so big that it actually has like a groove where it sits on your shoulder. Okay, and weirdly, it looks a little bit like a toaster oven with a very large lens put on the end of it, and then it's got one of those like big wraparound arm viewfinders with a little sucky cup on the end where you would stick your eye so that you could see, like that. Anyway, and is it orange like in this picture?
Orange? Sure.
Yeah. Cool. The body of it's then bright orange, almost like a fire hydrant or something. Okay.
I'll be honest, a little bit more outdated than what I've worked with, but I can still work with this. Not too much changes, just really the sizes usually.
Working with this analog tech isn't gonna shatter your 21st century mind.
No, I know how to work with analog tech too.
Okay. All right.
It's cool. It's hip, at least from my wins. Retro, they would call it.
This is
Yeah, it's
just
got a-
this is not that fine.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm sure this is, it looks like it's got a bit of moxie to it. I'm sure it's the bee's knees you're from.
I mean,
Bees
Moxie
knees.
does
Bees
describe it pretty
knees.
well. I'll take that. Yeah.
I would take this camera and I think probably drag a chair towards the door with the creature behind it and set the camera on the chair and have it facing the door.
As you do that, I think you just see Steven standing there with a cup watching you slowly drag the chair, but he doesn't say a word.
I just kind of give him a look and just a nod, no words. I continue going.
Oh yeah, is our sidebar over?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah, I
sidebar's
feel like
over.
we're being a little rude to our guests,
Okay,
Steven.
sidebar's concluded. Steven, how's the coffee?
Okay,
Feels good.
it's great, still great. What now?
Well, setting up, and then I just look right to Gus.
And then we are going to set up an interview room to put the camera in. And then we're going to interview the thing.
Wait, where are we putting the interview room?
Well, my goal is that the office, with the understanding that we're using this to excise the spirit, will hopefully provide us.
We open the door and it's an interview room. Okay.
Yeah, because that thing is, between rooms at the moment, effectively, in my mind anyway. That's how it works. Like, unless it is locked specifically in the storage closet and nowhere else. But I feel like the office could shunt it into another space that will be more.
And that feels accurate from what Catsi and I and Alda all dealt with.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that because the office knows that we're very much trying to help it and get it back to working order, because we feel really bad about all the bullet holes and acid and coffee and whatnot. I looked at Stephen. It's very important to work with the space that you're assigned and like really engage with it on a personal level. You know what I mean? That's part of my process.
Yeah, are you just talking yourself through this, or are you actually talking to the office?
Yeah,
bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where the creature is? Behind that door?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Should I just sit right here then?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Yeah. Please, have as much coffee as you'd like. We never run out.
That is. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, every time I go to pour myself another cup, there's always a full pot.
I don't know why I never noticed that.
That's not supernatural. We're just caffeine addicts.
Yeah, because I was about to put this down. I don't want no magic coffee, I don't think.
The coffee's
That's
not
fair.
magic.
It's just
No,
magically
coffee's-
delicious compared to most office coffee. Believe me.
Isn't that Folgers?
Yeah,
That's the best
love
part of
Folgers.
waking up.
Oh, right.
Best part of waking up.
I thoroughly disagree with.
Magically delicious would be great for a coffee, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a cereal.
I'm gonna set the camera. I'm gonna set the camera to have the lens, kind of like the front of the camera, press up against the door. Because I guess what Gus is hoping for is an entire room dedicated to this, but then how can we test that the office has listened?
Well, we can test the camera before we test, the rest of the setup.
Okay.
So what's your plan here in terms of what we're doing right now? Are we trying to set up the camera to be able to see inside, or is the camera specifically only going to be used during the interviewing process? What are you trying to make the camera do now?
I plan on making it so the camera can see inside from here. From what
Okay.
Gus described, it said they want to set up an actual room. So I guess that wouldn't, what I'm going for wouldn't work there, because I don't know how to set up an actual room in
'Cause
there.
I was under the impression we were using this lens to try to make a peephole in the door. Has that plan
That's
changed?
what I was understanding.
Yeah. It's fine if it has. I just want to be very clear that I know what y'all are trying to do.
That's what I understood as well, and that's what I was going
If you want to go for the peephole, that's totally fine. Go for the peephole.
Okay.
I don't know if the office can do the thing that I thought it might do. It was just the thought I had.
Okay. Well, we might be able to do both. He's just trying to make sure that the thing's still in there. Okay.
So I think as I set the camera there and place a hand on the door, kind of look down at the level the camera's at and just go, okay, let's see if we can lift it up a bit higher. And we'll lift it up on their shoulder and hold it and still again press the lens against the door. And I would like to use my imbuement. I want to use some imbuement magic here.
All right.
In a way, I feel like this probably leans more to transmutation, but I guess you could call it imbuement as well. We've already, we haven't. People have already shot through the door, splattered blood everywhere, acid, the likes. Though it does I imagine will not be great for the office. I don't imagine the office will be very happy about this, but I would like to like essentially push this camera against the door and then almost pass through the door with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So the lens is looking on the inside and kind of it's being held up by the door. That makes sense.
Okay. And
I
are
just
you...
want to phase the camera partially into the door so you can look through into
Okay.
what's happening.
Okay. And what are your... Do you have an ability that can help you do this, or are you just trying 3 things and hoping for the best?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 things and hoping for the best. I don't think I have any spells for this.
What are your 3 things then?
I'm gonna go with the... Imagine the camera doesn't count because that's what I'm trying to fuse. I will... My toolkit is used to bind and fix things. I'm trying to bind this camera to the door.
Okay, hang on. Roll me something out. Just a random D100 real quick.
100.
Yep. 52.
52.
Jim, will you roll me a flat D100 real quick?
Can do.
$32. Okay. As Akachi, as you're kind of stepping up and messing with the door and putting the camera like right up against the door, Alder steps forward and sort of asks you, kind of like I just did, you know, what are you doing? You told me your plan. And then I'm going to say, so I think you're focusing too much on the transference, which is definitely something we can do, but I think our odds are better if we actually try some illusion magic here with Jim helping. So,
Okay.
transference magic, right, is where you're taking something that already exists and you're taking that energy and power and moving it somewhere else. Other terms for it are like summoning magic, whatever. Illusion magic is where you kind of just convince the world that it was always this way. And Jim's power lies in truth. So we might be able to convince the door that it's always had this peephole. I think our odds...
Doesn't make sense to me, but you are more experienced with this. I'm going to go along with it. Jim, you think you can do that?
Well, if it didn't have the peephole, it doesn't make it true if it suddenly did, if it didn't. You know what I mean? That's perception.
Well, so here's the thing, and you're right. This is the hardest part for people that do illusion magic, is that you have to convince yourself first that that's the way the world works, and then you have to kind of bend your way of thinking backward. But it is possible for you to now give the door a peephole. I don't think it would hurt anyone to convince the world around us that the door always had a peephole. But...
You know the phrase, you make your own truth?
Sort of. It is a tricky line.
Yeah, because that's not how I root my truth, because then that's subjective.
Well, this door is subjective too. It changes where it's going to go, so that might make it easier for you to convince. I mean, maybe the door is always changing, so now you're picking a door that happens to have a peephole.
Yeah. It could also just be that you establish the truth and you say the door now has a peephole, and that is the truth, right? Instead of that it's always been that way.
Think I could work this in a way that here's something that might work. What's done in the dark will be revealed by the light. So the door, which blocks the barrier that conceals the truth, we can look in through that. That's something we can do.
Because you want to be able to see the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think maybe if we take that angle, that we might have, our odds might be better. And again, I mean, I'm not saying that we can't do it your way, Akachi. There's more than one way to crack an egg, as they say. But I think in this game, it's all about just increasing your odds. It's a gamble.
Yeah, a door and a window aren't that far removed from each other.
Really, they ain't. Yeah.
No, not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so
we
that
can,
means
we can do it that route.
Yeah. Jim, do you have any ideas on how you would kind of want to declare that?
Let me think here.
Yeah. Anybody, if you've got ideas.
Because the point is that whatever's been going on behind that door has been going on. We just want to see it. So, I think it is simple as, I mean, it's dark behind that door. What's done in the dark will be brought to the light.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've got a verbal component. You're going to make a spell statement, right? And then we've got the camera, and then we've got a Catsi backing you up. And I think Harry and Gus, we might need you two as well. Can you each think of something that you could contribute to this spell?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I would know what I'm thinking or not. So I'm going to roll for it.
Yeah, go for it.
And see if I have odds or evens. If I've got odds, I know a thing. If I have evens, I don't.
You got it.
That's evens. So I don't know the thing that I was going to do for an idea because it's camera related.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm just racking my brain.
What about you guys?
I definitely brought something to hook up to the camera as like a monitor, effectively, so that we could watch what was happening, through the perception of the lens. So I could be in the process of setting that up. Otherwise, my pitch was going to be cameras usually need like a focus puller, so I was going to be part of that process, effectively.
I actually think that term that you just used is really good for a couple of different reasons, right? Obviously, it makes sense in terms of the camera, but also in terms of your relationship to the thing in there. You are going to pull its focus because you are the focus. So I think that's actually really good. So let's do that. And then Harry, we just got to think about what you're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, well, you said you monitor install. That was my job for a long while, keeping an eye on things.
That's so true.
So me focusing, you'll be the focus, but me using that monitor to look for discrepancies, changes, things that are hidden, things they're trying to hide. That was my job.
Yeah.
Surveillance, exactly.
Yeah. So here's
and
what then
Here's
what I think you should do then, Harry. I think you should get set up. You should sit down in your chair, roll your chair over, and sit the way you would sit. Recreate the way that you were at work watching those monitors. And then you tell Gus where you want the monitor. Gus, you're going to do the focus pulling. Jim, you're going to say your words, and you're going to really, really focus on that lens being now the peephole for the door. And then Catsi, you're going to be the one that is like changing the physicality of the door.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to also do something. So you're going to have a 20 shift. You're going to maximum shift, Catsi, on this roll.
I most definitely, while doing this, I pull my book out, my cookbook.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Magic.
You can have 25.
I need it.
Yeah, you can have 25 shift then, Catsi.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
61 under 70.
Just barely made it. Oh my God, that's wonderful. Okay. What does this look like then?
I just have it on my shoulder, and I slowly push the camera up against the door. And I think at the contact point, you start to see these cracks of gold appear coming off the door and also across the camera itself as I slowly start to push. It almost looks like it's becoming like jelly and then almost liquid as I start to push the lens and the camera in until it's like maybe, I think like halfway through so that it can hold its weight. And then I stop. You see this almost like liquid portion of the door, liquid portion of the camera solidify and fix into place.
Yeah. So as that happens, because it's got the gold cracks on the door, right? I think we'll also see the gold kind of seal around this very large lens. It would be like the size of our palm. So it's not a tiny peephole. It's actually quite large. And then I think we're going to see something extra strange as the camera itself. You start to hear it cracking and breaking. And Akachi, do you let go? Because I think you said you kind of so it can hold itself. Do I assume that you're
Yes.
letting go? Okay. When you let go, you're starting to hear the cracking of the camera, and maybe there's a second where you reach forward a little bit, almost to touch it again to kind of just make sure it's okay, and you realize it's fine. It's just changing itself. It's maybe like an egg that's cracking itself, and eventually all of the parts fall away from the door, and you are no longer left with an actual physical camera. You just have the very large lens in the door, and then there is a very large monitor that is now secured to the door. You have made a permanent change to the office. This door will now always have a peephole and a monitor attached to it, so you can see what's inside before you open the door.
Our very
Okay.
own Periscope.
Well done, y'all. Well done.
And I think I know how we can trap this thing now.
Holy shit!
Oh yeah, you're still here.
I
How much
sure
did they-
am.
Explain magic, bigger on the inside, monster.
Well, that's okay. Don't mind me. I'm just wild. I've never, I kind of figured it was a thing. I saw some crazy shit on my last case, and yeah, wow. I just never thought I'd see that. Can I step close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's...
Yeah, look with your eyes, not your hands, that
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. Wow, look at that. It's like right in. What is that gold stuff? Is that glue?
No, I'll be honest. I don't know why it shows up. It's I think just like artifact or signature of my magic.
Oh, does everybody have one of those?
Kinda.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're still learning.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots to
No,
learn.
we're like apprentices, I think.
I
Well,
think
more
it's
than
fair
that, I
to
think,
say
at this
that
point.
you know just about as much as we do.
Well, fantastic, I guess. And I step back with my coffee.
Do we? So what was? Yeah, Gus, you said you think you have an idea on how to deal with this. Then now that we got,
Yeah, what's the plan?
Well, I have to be honest, I've been shooting from the hip this whole time. You probably haven't noticed, but by this point, it occurs to me the strongest invocation we can make is that this camera was used to capture a confession, and thus this camera was used to capture a killer. And I can confirm that this thing is definitely a killer. The way that this thing was captured, well, the way that the original killer was captured, and I gesture to Stephen, was, metaphorically speaking, by capturing him in the videotape. The videotape is what captured it. So I think we can use a blank tape as a means to route this creature of perception through and keep it trapped in that closed loop of the videotape.
Holy shit.
We want to double up on that, and I look to Stephen. The more literal capturer of the killer is right here. Could he look and speak to this thing?
Oh, I ain't talking to that thing.
I was hoping Stephen could help direct the interrogation, as it plays out.
feed questions, that sort of thing.
I mean,
Is this a good cop, bad cop?
Probably.
Catsi
not.
clenches their jaw.
I'm not good at either of those roles, so, but something to that effect, yeah. Well, or just I feel like Stephen has an insight that will prove useful if we find ourselves at a loss for what to do.
yeah, all right. I mean,
You asked to be here, Stephen, and
I
according
asked to watch, okay? I asked to be here as a witness, but I didn't necessarily want to deal with another monster.
You did, but in my experience thus far, if if I allow things to play out roughly as, you know, the universe seems to want them to play out, it usually means we have a part to play, however small. So, even if it is just your moral support for being here.
Yay!
There you go.
Where's this tape?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tape would need.
Oh, I definitely brought like,
Yeah.
you know, a pair of blank, I brought like the whole setup, so it either came with a blank tape or there'd be a blank tape with it. I also have the pike tape, which is, you know, I'm just gonna set to the side. No one touch this. No one touch this. No one touch this. All right. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna slot in the blank tape into because the way that I'm picturing in my head is that this camera is hooked up to these external bits and bobs.
So the camera's
and-
gone now. So the camera, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
But so you have this monitor system, right? That, you know, it was like part of the kit and caboodle, and
Yeah,
effectively
yeah.
this is that is the thing where the tape would go.
Yeah.
Because the camera would be wired into a separate output, and that's where like the monitor and the videotape and all the dials and whatnot would be.
Okay.
Kind of like a 2-part rig.
Okay. I kind of dig the idea that we've got like a mini weird VCR tape attached to the front of the door. So you just stick the tape
Where
in
the
the front of the
letterbox would
door.
be.
Yeah, like
yeah,
old
mail-
Do you
school.
have that in the US?
Yeah, we have a mail slot.
Letter slot? Okay.
Yeah. So so basically we've got a VCR tape thing, letter box or letter slot on the front of this door, which is interesting because now the door is a little bit more influenced by Harry's surveillance as well, which fits. Okay, so you're gonna put this blank tape in here.
Gus,
Mm-hmm.
before you do, my cookbook, which I've been also using for case notes and things because I'm carrying it around. Remember, is there a way that you could make sure the tape has 15 hours and 28 minutes maximum?
Is that the interview time?
That's the length of the interview of the killer.
Holy shit!
We can maybe just like cap the recording through the hardware. I don't know if I can do anything to the tape itself.
That or physically splice the tape itself. I mean, you could do that with cassette.
Or
Yeah,
just
I guess so.
use magic.
Yeah, well, there's also. I
There
keep
is that
forgetting we
too.
can do
I
that.
mean, now would be an okay time for Jim to try his potential illusion magic, truth magic, where he just says the tape has this much. That's not going to
That's
hurt
true.
anything.
We don't know how much it
That
has,
is
so you
true.
can define
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I can apply the truth of the fact that it was a set amount of time and apply it to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that'd just be as easy as, taking both tapes and, I don't know, maybe.
That's even clever. Okay. Yeah, what does this look like, Jim, as you try to do this?
I guess really it would just be kind of like because Jim's never handled a tape before. He doesn't even know how this thing works.
Yeah.
But I guess he would have. I mean, am I cleared to touch the tape?
The blank tape, yes.
The blank tape? Okay. I think as I put my palm out on the blank tape, I am directing my attention towards the tape that has the interview on it. And just as Harry said, like, the length of time, I'm also, like, this also has that length of time. Like, that's the cutoff here, too. So, that's probably how, I don't think I'd visualize anything other than just, basically saying, oh, they're both the same.
Okay. So you're verbally stating that. Now, this is not a trick question. This is just me genuinely trying to understand Jim's mind a little bit. How difficult is it, do you think, for him to maybe wrap his mind around this? Because I'll tell you, illusion magic is the hardest right to master, because you do have to change the way that you actually believe and then bend it back again to make it work the way you want it to. So for you to take something that's not real. Like, for example, if you, Jim, were going to cast fire from your hand, but you knew it was not real, you would have to convince yourself that it's real first. Then the world around you has to think it's real. And then it has to affect the world around you. And then you have to bend your brain backwards to go, I don't want it to hurt my friends, but only the bad people. Now that's a master level of illusion magic, right? And I think Jim might have I think you might have a hard time bending your brain a little bit for most things, but maybe not this.
Mm-hmm. As long as there's, I think, for Jim, so long as there is an objective truth, like, yes, that tape is 15 hours into, as long as he's rooted in an objective truth, then he can apply that to other things.
Yeah.
He can apply objective truth to other things. And it's the difficulty of him convincing himself that something is a truth. That would be a lie to him.
Yeah.
If he starts the foundation off a subjective truth, then that's going to be far more difficult for him because he doesn't operate like that.
Okay, thank you. That helps me. Okay, now, follow-up question. Did Jim ever have a moment as a kid where he was like, I think I could fly if I really just believed I could? Like, if I just knew that I could do it.
See, that's tricky. So he did, as a kid, was told that all things are possible.
Yeah. Okay.
So he believes that to an extent.
Okay. There's just somewhere a seed in there that believes that anything is possible. That's good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go ahead and make your roll then, Jim. I think because you've got the tape, because you've got your objective truth, you've got the verbal thing that you're going to say, that would be the 3. So we'll do the general max 15 shift here.
Okay. Max 15 on mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's an 18 for those listening. Can you describe what this looks like? This is a pretty big moment.
I think it comes to Jim just naturally.
Yeah.
It's so quick that he doesn't even realize he's done it. It's as simple as the second he places his palm on the blank VHS, he just knows it's been done. He has that feeling that it's already...
That gave me goosebumps.
It's just a matter of fact.
Yeah, because it's the truth. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So this takes no time at all, y'all. We're waiting for some sort of spark of color or magic or, I don't know, sparkles, something, anything. It's literally 2 seconds as he just goes boop to the tape and then turns and looks at us and maybe says it's done. Mm-hmm. Oh, just like that.
Huh.
Yes. Just like that.
Perfect. Right then. Well?
What's next?
Wow, okay. You chose wisely. I look up at the office. I see now why you have them in here. Okay. What's next? And I look to Gus.
I look to Steven.
Yep.
Do you remember the time, the date, when the interview started? Do you remember what you said at the beginning of the tape?
So we finally meet.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. And then I said, do you have anything you want to tell me?
Okay, all right, that also works.
And I think I would know the time and the date, but I actually don't have that memorized. Is that something that you wrote down or something I can make up?
You can make it up.
Oh, fantastic. It was 85, right?
Mm-hmm.
February 14th, 85. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. All right, I think I've got the words. I've got the words I'm going to say, if nothing else.
Wait, hold on. And I'll go to the back of the office and I'll change the time to 2 o'clock.
Wow. Okay, sorry. I'm just so excited by your guys' brains. Okay, so that's going to be bonus from Harry, providing the idea of the shortening the tape, right? Plus Akachi's turned the time to 2. You know, you also have Steven's words that he's providing you. What else are you doing? Anything else?
On my end?
Yeah, just, you don't have to. I'm just curious.
I've just figured out the words I'm going to say, like effectively an incantation to start the process.
Okay, so it's an incantation. That'll work. Power in words, no problem. Okay, and your plan is to just approach the monitor, or are you going to stand back? You're basically trying to call this creature forth to be interrogated, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You will have your bonuses, your 3 bonuses, so you've got your 15. Whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm rolling mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your magic stat.
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of give everyone a thumbs up, make sure everyone's good. No one has any last minute things they want to do.
Is it happening now? Do I need to be in fear for my life?
Maybe.
Oh, you should have been in, like, fearing for your life the moment you stepped in the office.
Okay, good to know. I'll stand back here.
Wise. I am watching the monitor while you're doing all this, Gus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't take
So,
your eyes off the monitor.
Was that advice from Alder, or was that a statement? Sorry.
No, that's advice from, sorry, that was advice from Alder to Harry to not take his eyes off the monitor because he's surveillance, right? It'll
problem.
just give you an extra boost. Akachi, what are you doing during this?
I don't think there's anything else I can do. We've got some monitoring, we've got the questioning. Yes, with all the tech that we're handling, I'll just be on deck in case something more physical goes wrong.
Well, you need to be on deck to do the transference, right? You're trying to get the thing into the tape. That's you.
Is that what we're doing? We're trying to get a creature in the tape?
Is that not what we're doing? No, that is
That's
what
the
we're
plan.
doing. Yeah, the plan is to move the creature.
yeah.
So you're transferring.
Yeah.
So you're on deck for that. So
The plan is we open the loop and the videotape is part of the circuit, and then when we close the loop, we leave it in the tape.
stuck in the tape, and then, you know, good Lord. Be kind, don't rewind. Okay.
So when we make this very cursed videotape, we should label it very clearly.
Definitely.
Do not watch.
Do not watch.
Yeah.
And
Do
then
not
we
rewind.
label it, and then we say, if you watch this and you don't give it to someone else in 7 days, you will die. And then we just throw it out there into the world. And
I stare at you so
Maybe we don't
blankly.
do that.
Yeah, we don't do that. But you know what's weird about that is that is actually how it will work, right? Because it hunts down anything that knows about it. So if you do tell someone about it, if you do watch it, don't tell anyone. You're going to die sorry. Yeah. Do you want to maybe record a message at the end? In case someone does
if we're going
find
to
it?
record a message, I feel it should be at the beginning so they have time to, not watch it.
I don't want to
Remember,
fuck.
we
I don't
only
want to
have a
fuck with the
set amount
tape.
of time too.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the tape itself is just for the creature. If anyone goes through the process of taking this thing and putting it into a VCR,
And ignores the warning labels.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should have a part 1 and then label that one part 2 if you really want to. It's like part 1 is, so you want to watch part 2, huh?
Yeah.
Here's why you shouldn't.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And we just bind them together with the twine or something. I'm serious. Anything we can do to stop somebody from watching this would be a good idea.
well, let's start by not letting it out of our sight when we have it, and we'll figure out how to store it appropriately.
Okay.
Gotta be honest, if we make a part 2, I mean, that's only gonna make people want, I mean, They watch part 1, they're gonna be like, well, I gotta see part 2.
Even though part 1 says, hey, you failed the test, you shouldn't be watching this, but you're really lucky you didn't watch the other one because that's the one that would kill you.
Yeah.
No, people would watch it. Damn it. You're right.
They
Yeah.
would.
Well, what about, wouldn't it work in
Can we
reverse,
split it
though?
up?
Oh, sorry.
Could we split it up? If someone watches, let's say we have this 15 hour and 28 minutes, correct? Recording split up into 3. If someone watches 1 and the other 2 are still unwatched, kept somewhere, I don't know, hidden, would that reduce the power of whatever is let out, if it is let out?
And it
You
would
want to
have,
splice this thing into several tapes?
that's actually not a bad idea. But we would have to capture it first, right?
Yes.
Then we take the tape out, cut the tape, and
Yeah.
put it individually into 3 separate tapes. That's a really good idea because that means that someone would have to watch all 3 for it to get out. Possibly a piece of it could get out, but it's not going to be as powerful if all 3 got out. And maybe we don't label them part 1, part 2, part 3, you know? Because
Yeah,
I'm thinking, like, if I saw a tape that was labeled part 3, I would probably wait to watch that until I had part 1 and part 2.
Feel like we
If
send
I
that out to
only
the
had
world,
part
though.
3, though, I'd be like, well, I guess I'll just watch this.
But that's still better than a third of this creature coming out. Is better than the whole of the creature.
I agree with that.
coming
I
out.
agree with
Okay,
that.
all right.
Also, there's
As long
power
as-
in 3, so that works. I think we could do that.
As long as it's diminishing its power and not just multiplying the thing, then sure. I think that's a great strategy.
Yeah. And the only way to make sure it's not multiplying it, right, is to capture it all in one on the tape itself, and then we can
And then
cut it up.
splice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, let me just talk us through this real quick, okay? So, Catsi, what do you need to do the transference? Like, when it's time, when Gus says go, what things can we give you to increase your odds of succeeding?
I think I'd. What would I need? But the camera, we've got the tape that's going to be recording on. The visual aspect of it is what I'll be seeing. I don't think of anything else I would need.
Okay. Well, we need 3 sort of ritualistic type items for your transference, right? For you to actually get the transfer going. So, Jelly, did what's his name leave any of his stuff around? Anything to lubricate the transition from one to the other?
Oh, I see.
Like maybe we just put some of that on the tape itself. I don't know how that
Have any
works.
gloves before we do that, or like, because I don't know where that jelly
That's a good point.
came from.
And also, is
You
that going to
said
fuck
that-
up the tape?
You said that the camera had like broken apart. Are the pieces like sort like on the ground, on the floor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they just okay?
In my head, we've got a partial camcorder door now. Like it's like
Yeah.
weirdly morphed into a camcorder door, and then the rest of the pieces are indeed in plastic on the floor or broken apart on the floor.
I think I kind of like move some bits of plastic and metal away and pull out some maybe wires that might have came out
Okay.
of this camera. The wire carries a circuit and information as well, so we can use that as a way to transfer, to literally move one thing from one place to another.
We need a train track. We need a track.
Track.
Yeah, we need something like a rail or a train piece that leads straight from the door to the tape, right? To symbolize
Yeah,
that it's
wires.
going. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, a wire.
Yes,
Like
Electricity.
like telephone. Okay,
like a
okay,
telephone line.
Telegram.
okay, got it. Like a
Telephone.
telegram or
all that.
telephone. Okay, got it.
It's like
it.
that.
Okay, perfect.
I don't want to use my phone, but some kind of device for storing information, data.
Well, computers
we
in
have
the
the tape,
other
but if we
room.
need something beyond that.
Oh, maybe take one of the drawers from the office. So I point to a filing cabinet that's in the back that it just goes from the floor all the way up to the ceiling, and it's got a bunch of different drawers on it. Maybe just take one of those drawers out. That's normally where we put any handwritten files. When the case is done, I close it up, I put it in a drawer, close it, and then it's gone.
Yep, storing information, that works.
Yeah.
What about something metaphorically binding to, wrap the tape in after it's been ejected, like chains or something?
Yeah.
Or, cassettes and VHSs kind of were going out of fashion when I was a kid, but you just kept them inside of a kind of, they came with like a packet. They just close it in.
Yeah, like a
Packaging,
cover case, yeah.
like a cover case. Could we find a cover case? Make a makeshift one? It could even just be cardboard, because I know some were just paper or cardboard.
Well,
And that could be
whatever
to represent it being done.
I literally I referenced giving an empty VHS cover to Mac a few episodes back, which was an empty VHS cover of The Thing, I recall. So
Oh yeah.
What thing?
Well, that fits well.
Yeah. So I'll grab if you have one or on your desk or something.
you
I can
guys are
rifle through
making
my-
a magic item of a VHS tape that looks like it's the thing, and then you put it in, and it turns out it's the most horrific thing of all time. I love it.
I'm gonna search through my my desk and see if I can find like an old VHS.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a roll. We can be random if you want. I'm set on the thing. I think that's great. And you already referenced it, right?
It just means that I have so many copies of The Thing.
Yeah.
Multiple copies.
Yeah.
Maybe you do.
Director's cut.
Maybe your office desk happens to.
Hold on.
I
I know.
love John
I have
Carpenter.
an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to do. Okay, you roll a D100.
You got it. 39.
Psycho.
Cool.
Well, that kind of also fits.
No.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that, but I just looked up 200 top movies and I went to the 39th one. Quick search. Oh boy.
Yeah, so I rifle through like the bottom drawer of my desk, and you can see there's a couple of like old VHS tapes in there, and I pull out a copy of Psycho and go, huh? And I pop out the tape and put the tape of the actual film back into the desk, but I hand the empty cover over.
It's a bit on the nose there, Gus.
Is that not what we do?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's a bit on the nose. I'm just calling attention to it is all.
I mean, maybe it'll make it
do.
easier. Yeah, it'll do. So, and
Yeah, that's my few things.
do we have any
draw.
of Mark's jelly?
Do we?
Somebody just roll me a D100. Just a flat D100. 50-50 shot.
Doesn't have to be like the right jelly, because doesn't like blue jelly and green jelly do different things? I can't remember what Mark said they do.
So now roll me a 1D.
Never said what they did.
Yeah,
is the
he never
problem.
said what they did.
Say what they do. How do we figure out what they do?
Well, we either do or we don't. I'm just gonna roll a 1D3 and we'll figure out what color we got. Okay, 1 is blue, 2 is green, and 3 is pink. We've got green jelly that he left, along with some Sobe No Fear.
Okay, so we have jelly, the drawer, some wiring, and the VHS cover.
Yeah, we put the
Yeah,
tape
so
in
I
the
think
VHS
we're gonna
cover. We
do
put it in the
the-
drawer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's extra protection. Yes. Okay. All right. Also, that does remind me, does anyone want to drink the No Fear? Because if you remember, Mark was like, it makes it easier for you to do magic.
I'm gonna
Mark.
say for you, Mark.
For you, Mark, and then you're gonna drink it. Okay.
I'm gonna. Can someone help me? What is the flavor profile of a Sobe No Fear?
It depends on the flavor. It depends on the flavor variety.
Yeah.
Whatever.
God, I haven't had him in probably two decades.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember. I want to say was it almost like a rock star or like something like that, where it's just kind of not great. It's just kind of generic energy drink flavor.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of generic energy drink flavor from the
blizzard kind of fruity
Late
type,
aughts.
but maybe not. Yeah, it's just an
Gotcha.
energy drink. But let me.
Does anyone else want a shot of no fear?
I think it would actively debuff Catsi if Catsi took some.
You have to stay away from those now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alternate pitch. How about an empty VHS copy of Pretty Woman? Huh? What do we
That's
think?
hilarious. I'm happy. If you want to change it, that's fine. I was just rolling random horror movies
And
that
actually,
you might
Psycho-
have.
we're gonna be-
Psycho's so perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna need 3 anyway because we're gonna be splitting up afterwards.
Oh,
So
that's
we
true.
would need 2 more.
We're gonna need 2 other ones.
We'll do that.
Pretty
start with
Woman,
this one. We'll
Psycho.
start with
Yeah.
this one.
We just tell a story.
If the title translated to "Very Bad, Don't Open," yeah, it would be great. But
Yeah.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm just double checking because there are actual mechanical stats for the Sobe No Fear. So do you just down the whole thing as your like for you?
this one's for you, Mark. and
Yeah.
I slam it back. Yeah, I embrace no fear.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Gus takes damage.
no, when you
Yeah,
when you consume one, you're getting a temporary boost for the rest of the session. For the next 2 scenes, you have 5 shift on body rolls. When at 15, you would have the jitters, and any rolls to keep steady or stay still, you have a -10 shift. You also pee a lot, and it's bright green neon. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So are you rolling body?
So you might
Let's
you might need
pray
to.
I don't have to roll
Yeah,
body.
I was gonna say you might need
Let's
to.
pray.
So it's good to just have it. So and that's
incredible.
I think you can have up to 3 a day. So you don't have the jitters or anything. You just did the 1, so you get a 5 shift on that. But if you were to down 2 more cans, then essentially you could give yourself a 15 bonus for the remainder of the session.
I don't think Gus
Yeah.
knows how this works.
Yeah.
So I don't think
No.
Gus is going to slam
Yeah.
3 of them back to back. But
yeah,
the one is fine.
The 1 is good. Okay, so you do have a shift on body just in case it gets out. Okay. Now, what else did we need?
We've
What
got
else?
4 things, at least from me. Anyway,
Yeah,
already.
you're set then, Akachi, right? You're set. Are you gonna do do we need to do a ritual circle for you so that you're like mentally prepared and ready for this trap? Because we're essentially doing. Oh, do we have a 1 second? And I run into my office and you hear me rummaging around for a second. Where is it? I think it's in this drawer. Okay. And then I come back. I found it, and I'm carrying a very, very unhappy looking Venus flytrap plant that I've had in the office by the window. And I'm going to put it down next to Akachi. Just for symbolism. Hopefully it helps.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
We're going to lure this thing with Akachi, and then we're going to trap it. It's the best I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I mean, I'm ready. Are you all ready? And what happens if well, let's not put that energy out there.
No.
It's going to work.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
going to work.
Yeah. If we have trouble luring it,
Uh-huh.
just saying.
And it did
That's-
work previously. That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea, Jim. That
It didn't make any sense. I mean, I don't
But
see why not.
Yeah. It already
that
worked
lured
once
a
before,
A
too.
bunch of gods on its own somehow.
Okay.
I just, the concept of luring a potential demon with $1 would be interesting.
Well, it's Gus's call. Gus, do you want to try? You think we can lure it with $1?
I think I think it wants to eat eyeballs, and I love the dollar trap. I wish the dollar trap would work, but I feel like
It's more the metaphor to help.
well, I mean, if you
more
want
of the
to
metaphor.
nail a dollar bill to the side of this door, then by all means, if
Do
you
it.
if
I
you
mean-
think it's gonna help.
The back of the dollar
it'll
does
help.
have that pyramid with the eye on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
All-seeing eye.
Stick the pin right through the eye and put that on the door. It's not a bad idea.
All right, well,
Okay.
might as well.
It's our
Couldn't hurt.
ward. We're warding it with $1, you know? Not a bad idea. Every little bit helps. Okay, Gus. Whenever you're ready, I think we just see Jim maybe, who's probably grabbed one of those like tiny hammers from Miss Moore's toolbox that she has by her desk, and he's nailing the dollar to the door, so we hear that like toot 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 as he's putting that in there, and he takes a step back and we assess what we've done, this weird amalgamation of a strange VHS surveillance situation on this door, a very big palm-sized glass lens that is dark at the moment, pitch black. We see nothing in it. And what does Gus look like right now?
What does he look like?
Yeah. What is his mood? What is his, what would we see if the camera was panning on him? His expression.
I think removes his jacket, hangs it over the chair, going to takes a moment with the Polaroid he carries with him, the picture of himself and the other person in it, and sets that on the desk. Doesn't take it with him into this moment. And yeah, I think just kind of like still and calm and not full of agitation and fear, which is a little unlike him at this moment. And then I'm going to approach the lens.
Go ahead and make your roll.
I was with 15, you said?
Yep. Oh, sorry, you can have 20 for the dollar. It's a 68 on a 60 mark. Do you want to burn to reroll?
I absolutely do.
Okay. That's a 51, and that is success. Now, what happens? What do you say to invoke it?
I'm going to walk up. I'm going to trace my finger around the surface of the lens. And I'm going to say 3 times while dragging my finger around in a clockwise pattern, ex umbris inqua lucem, which is from the shadows and into the light. And then I'm going to motion to hit record.
I'll hit record.
The time and date, it is February 14th, roughly 2 o'clock, 1985, Valentine's Day, proceeding with standard interrogation according to SOP. We finally meet. Do you have anything you want to tell me?
There is nothing for about 30 excruciating seconds, Gus. Do you break eye contact from this door?
I am in a staring contest with this lens.
Yeah. What do you see as something finally comes into focus? What's the first thing that you see?
I think it's like when you're lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling in the dark, and there's absolutely no input, but then you start to see, shapes swirling on the ceiling as your mind is trying to make sense of the absence in front of you.
Yeah.
So
Shadows
I think that's
in the
sort of
dark.
I think that's how it manifests, is more like a shifting of color and patterns rather than a physical, not like necessarily like a figure emerging, perhaps more like a figure coalescing out of these colors.
Yeah. What colors are you seeing?
I think it's like the color of an oil slick.
Yeah.
So I think
You're
it's
getting a little bit of
those
that
sorts
red
of like,
and green and yeah.
yeah, that deep purplish blue with like that tinge of green gold in it as well.
So I think you see that coalescing of colors, this oil slick kind of on the lens a little bit. And then physically, maybe your heart, you feel some sort of tension or a pressure in your chest as you recognize the 2 holes or absence of light that you know to be this thing's eyes, very close to this lens. There is no sound, however.
Do you speak?
Make me a roll. Another one. This one is standard. Mind check.
That is a 23.
Do you want it to speak, Gus?
I do. I think it's important for the process. Whether it's capable of speaking, I don't know if it can use words to communicate, but I'd like it to communicate at the very least.
You hear a guttural growling sound, then kind of almost like it starts like it's creaking of wood, and then it morphs into this more animalistic type growl, and then stretching of sound, vowels being sounded out, and everyone in the room gets the distinct feeling that it is learning how to use sound for the first time, but it doesn't say anything yet.
What did you want out of this?
One more roll for me. Mind again. 90, okay.
That is a 90, a failure.
You're rolling for him, not you, so don't worry about the mark. Or it, rather. I think you hear it try to make sound again, but it comes out more like a... as it's trying to learn how to use sound and communicate with you. It answered your question, you know that, but it's not... It doesn't know how to speak your language yet. If you give it time and you continue showing it how to use words, it may learn. You get that feeling. But at this juncture, it's learning from you. It's taking your lead.
I'd like to understand you. I want to know what you are.
One more roll for me, Gus. Mind. Again, you're rolling for the creature right now. Okay. That's a 57 for those listening. You see the oil slick style coloring move across the lens very rapidly. The two spots that are void of any light, anything at all, the eyes are now gone. There has been movement. It has shifted away from the door somehow. But you can hear something, Gus. What are you hearing?
I am hearing... I think I'm hearing almost like distorted recordings, perhaps, like some kind of like playback of almost like this thing can't speak. Maybe it's assembling, like almost like someone trying to stitch together audio from different sources to like create a message, trying to chop an audio track together that can convey some kind of meaning.
Okay, I can yes and that. And I apologize in advance for this, but I think it's your voicemail. It's your own voice. So it's clips of voicemails left on your machine at your apartment.
Can I make any sense of what it's trying to convey?
Yes. do you think that it is saying to you, Gus, in your own voice?
Haven't caught up with you in a while. We should catch up.
Scares me. I think we see Alder take a step back. If anyone's looking, actually, because I think she's in the back.
I'm just staring at the monitor.
Yep, yeah, don't take your eyes off of it. Okay. It's using your own voice, but I guess it's being sparing when it is speaking to you, Gus. What do you do now?
You're a hunter, a predator. I know that much about you.
I think you hear your own voice say, I'm so glad, or it seems like I caught you, or something like that along those lines. So glad I caught you.
Kind of like spliced together,
Yeah,
like two
yeah,
different.
yeah. Because it's definitely, you would have said, oh, I didn't catch you, or something like that on a voicemail, but it's been spliced together, and it even has probably a little bit of the warble, almost as if it's actually using the tape.
Hmm. Has someone sent you?
Okay, now I must. You hear in quick succession 3 different variations of your own voice saying, you called?
I didn't call you on purpose. I wasn't looking for you.
You called?
I was looking for someone else, and I stumbled into you.
Doesn't really have any response to this. It's not really a question, I think, you know.
Can we all hear this as well? I'm
That's
assuming.
a really good question, Gus.
I know you stepped back
Yeah.
at that as old, but I
Yeah.
want to make sure.
I was assuming that it was coming through, but I'm leaving it up to you, Gus.
I think you can all hear
Yeah.
this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the monitor have a mute button?
So it can't hear you? You mean? Or you
Yeah.
can't hear it?
Oh, it can't hear because we're communicating back and forth. Usually, like these things would have like a receiver, that sort of thing, or
I don't think so, because it's a camcorder. So I think you
right,
can...
the monitor.
Yeah, but the monitor was originally a monitor that was
Oh, I see
for
what
a
you- yeah,
camera. So
Yeah.
there might be mute, but it would mute all of the sound for the recording.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
the other way around.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Then what I will do is write down in the spell book that I have out. When we end this, you should hang up. And
Gus
then
gives a thumbs up.
I
Yeah,
erase that.
yeah.
What is your purpose?
I'm so glad I caught you. It would say again in your own voice.
So you're just a hunter without a goal? You're just a hungry animal? There's no sapience in you?
I think you would actually hear now back to that weird wood-like groaning growl and maybe a little bit of popping, like wet pop, as this thing maybe potentially is using its jaw for the first time to try to communicate. But again, no firm words or anything yet.
How many people have you killed?
It's interesting because I'm trying to imagine what you would have ever said on a voicemail. I think it's actually sounds now that have been clipped together to make it sound like you're saying hundreds.
Why? Hungry? Angry?
No, nothing like that.
No emotion in it.
No, nothing like that. And it's the same exact clip that you hear again, repeated there.
You've taken a lot of lives. You've hurt a lot of people. Do you have anything you want to say about that? Anything you want to tell me?
Why did you call me?
Now or then?
Why did you call me?
To get answers.
That is why. Me too.
You want answers.
Me too.
What's the question?
Why?
Why what?
And I think you see the same oil like slicking over the lens. It's back again. That pitch darkness where its eyes are now like very up close to the lens. Why did you call me?
Do you kill everything you hunt?
There's no reply to this. Maybe a tilt of that oil slick. As it's mimicking your head tilt.
Where do you come from? Where is your home?
You.
You come from me.
I'm so glad I caught you.
I'm so glad I caught you.
I'm so glad I caught you.
I'm going to motion to Akachi with the intent of firing up whatever it is that they're going to fire up.
I think I've been transferring the moment I hit record, since I'm trying to transfer this into every inch of tape. The moment we hit play, I've been transferring. I can roll for it if that's what you need me to do, though.
Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
I'm just looking for any kind of indication that we have what we need to be able to try to close
Well-
the
I have a
loop,
question.
or if it needs something
I
more.
thought it was going to be a 15-hour and 28-minute thing. That's what I assumed.
That's also
you
what
think it's
I
actually going to take 15
I
hours?
assumed
Oh my
you guys
gosh.
were going to interview for the full 15, and we don't have to obviously RP a full 15
Yeah.
hours. But
Hey
yeah,
guys,
I was
15-hour stream.
assuming we were going to try to make it that length, yeah, for the whole tape.
That's what I assumed as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so what I think we'll do is we're going to have Steven, who has been looking at his watch and the clock, and he will maybe pipe up every once in a while in a very low, terrified whisper. Maybe not terrified, but it's a low whisper with not as much energy as he usually has, and say like, cue you in of, I asked this here, or he started to change here. He started to tell me about his life here and what have you. So that can continue on. Obviously, the office is strange and time passes strangely in here. But I think if we're going to make this work, we would need to at least mechanically commit to you spending 15 hours of your time trying to trap this creature. But my question for you is, will you be satisfied trapping it without answers?
No, not in the slightest.
Yeah. What changes for you around hour 2?
I think it's like genuine anger is creeping in.
Okay.
You're not thoughtless, you're not mindless. There's clearly some level of consciousness that you possess. You're not a mechanism, you're an organism. You must have some capacity.
We're hearing more vowel-like sounds and maybe some clicking in what we can clearly now hear is a throat and vocal cords. And again, anyone else in the room, I think Gus is like really hyper-focused on this moment, but for the rest of us, there is that sinking feeling of this creature is physically changing so that it is gaining the ability to speak. And whatever feelings might come along for your character for that, but that is, we all get the distinct feeling that is what's happening here.
I think at some point as this is happening, and I'm noticing this, I think from my position by this makeshift magical contraption for transference, I'll say it over to Gus. Gus, have you heard of a phonetic pangram?
No, you have to run that one by me.
It's usually a short sentence that uses every sound in our case, the English language. If you say it, maybe you can learn how to use those sounds a bit better. Seems to be copying you.
Right. It's like a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, but phonetically rather than alphabetically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have one?
Yes. Yeah. We've used them in programming when working with language learning models, and yeah. Repeat after me. The beige hue on the waters of the loch.
The beige hue on the waters of the loch.
Impressed all.
Impressed all.
Including the French Queen.
Including the French Queen.
Before she heard that symphony again.
Before she heard that symphony again.
Just as young Arthur wanted.
Just as young Arthur wanted.
That has, or most of, at the very least, I think about 43 out of the assumed 44 in the English language.
Good. Gus, I had a thought. Based on what answers you've received, why did you take photographs? Why did you take those Polaroids and put them all over your walls?
Trying to make sense of a pattern.
Right. Usually with what? What were they photographs of?
The dead or absences of the dead?
It said it was looking for answers. And what is it doing? I think it wants to know why the hell it exists. You brought it into existence accidentally. And now it wants to know why it's here. And so it's doing the only thing it has seen with the way that you showed how you look for answers. It might not be malevolent. It just might, this might be the only thing it knows. That's my interpretation, at least.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's a good call, though, Catsi. I like that.
Can you roll me a d10? Gus.
So I'm gonna repeat that pangram.
Yeah. Yep. For many
Catsi
hours.
feeding it to Gus,
Yeah,
and then Gus
yeah.
feeding it to the creature for a spell of time.
Yeah. 10.
10.
Okay, it's at the 10-hour mark when things really change. So I know this is kind of hard to wrap our brains around, but I need a quick base touching with everyone as to what this is like. I think time is fucky here. I think Gus is really the only one that needs to physically feel like they have been doing this for 15 hours. The rest of us, it can feel like a couple of minutes. I think that's going to be subjective depending on each character because it's depending on what you've been through. So what is this experience like for Catsi?
Trying to see if I can think of any more mundane parallel that Catsi has experienced. But I think Catchi's there focused the entire time.
Yeah.
They don't like take a break or anything like that. I think the entire time they either focus on walking through Gus through the pangram or focus directly on the transference happening right now.
Okay.
I think that's like in her mind a constant current that she's the one pushing. So yeah, I think she's just 100% focused the entire time, and as horrifying as the experience of it is, I think long periods of work like this, doing the same thing over and over again, is something that they're more or less used to.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you all an option here. We are either going to all roll body or we're all going to roll a d10.
Okay.
To feel the effects of this time and this ritual that's passing. It's going to be the same for all of us, so we should collectively decide together.
Do we want to discuss it or
Yeah,
leave
go
it up
for it.
to
Yeah, everybody go ahead.
or leave it up to chance?
I'm terribly bad with body, but I do like leaving it to chance because I get shifts for that.
Let's leave it
Do you
up
get
to
shifts
chance
with
then.
D10?
Let's do Gus, because this is your rodeo. Will you roll me a 1d2? 1, we will roll body. 2, we will roll a d10. We're rolling body.
We're rolling body, gang.
Rolling body. I'm so glad you had
Hey,
that.
at least you drank the no fear.
The no fear, yeah. Okay, so everyone go ahead and make a body roll, please. You have a -10 to this roll. Yeah.
This is
Do I have
for
it?
So
the
Gus, you
endurance.
just have the -5.
You said the magic words of leaving it to chance.
No, that was
Well,
for the 1d2.
This is for that. All right. Also,
Yeah.
This is
40
for just
to Jim.
endurance, basically, right?
Yeah, this is basically to see what happens. Wow, Jim, what the heck, dude? Oh, you were in the military. Of course, you can do a stakeout like this. Yeah.
I was gonna say, would I get it? Oh, if there's no shifts or not, I'm wondering shifts for doing my job.
I wasn't gonna do that, just because
Okay,
that's fine. Just because the creature is having an effect on the room as well.
True.
Harry, you rolled
Close.
an 18. Oh God, your mark is awful for that. Okay.
I have 20
Yeah.
body.
Yep.
That's it.
However, 18 is still really close to your 10 here. Gus, you rolled a 40. Does anyone want to burn before I respond? No,
I
all
ain't
good.
getting better than that.
No.
Okay. All right. Akachi also rolled a 69 nice. Mark of 10. Okay, so Jim, let's start with Jim. I do think that you feel the full 10 hours are passing, but for whatever reason, you are able to stand strong. What is this like for you? Do you get up? Do you move? Do you do anything in this 10 hours?
He falls. He's been under extreme stress before when he was stationed in Hurtgen Forest, so it's almost instinctually he suddenly assumes this sort of posture that he would have in a foxhole back in the German forest. So he realizes that this is war, and by some sort of either adrenaline or just, having been through it for so long, he immediately recognizes what it is, and he's just locked in. He's even struck up a cigarette, and he's almost prepared. He has his hand resting on the hilt of his service pistol, almost as if he's ready. He doesn't look like he's, phased out. He looks vigilant.
Man, I think in this film that we would be watching of this, I think we would hear some of the sounds that Jim had actually experienced as this weird ritual is currently going on for so long. It's almost like he's calling that experience to keep him strong in this moment. So from his perspective, nobody else can hear this, but Jim can maybe hear a little bit of these sounds from the past, and it steals him. Akachi, you rolled the 69. What was your mark? 10?
Yeah.
Okay, you are used to this, but you are really feeling these effects. Please roll me a 1d3. Roll low. 3.
3.
Take 3 burn. Harry, you're next. Does that put you at 4?
Yes, it puts me at 5.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your burn condition then. 7. Insatiable. Okay. Which means you might physically feel full, but you will always feel hungry. So now as you're doing this stakeout, you're still able to concentrate, you're still able to do your job, but you're starting to feel really hungry. Harry, you're up next.
A 1d3?
Yeah, roll low.
2.
Take 2 burn.
But that does put me at 4 burn.
Okay, make your minor roll.
Insomnia.
Okay, 3 hours is all you can manage, and you always wake up at 3 a.m. This is going to get twisted a little bit here. Same with you, Akachi, but it's going to be after. I'll tell you guys after the fact, depending on what else happens here, but it will be related to this creature, these 3 hours that you and the food that you're craving. Akachi, you're probably going to be craving raw meat. Harry, your 3 hours probably would be like you're going to wake up thinking someone's calling your name every time you wake up. Okay, I am also rolling here because fair's fair. Give me 1 second here. Who wants to roll me just a random flat D100 for Steven?
1d100 for
Thank
Steven.
you, yeah.
A 49, Steven.
Wait. Negative shifts do count for her, so. Did I do that the wrong way? I did that the wrong way. Sorry, 1 second. I still rolled a 30, so I don't think it matters. Because the mark would have been 60. Okay. You rolled a 49 for Steven?
I did.
Oh, that's okay. Let's roll me a 1d3.
This 1d3 is for Steven?
Steven, yep.
1d3 for Steven.
3. Steven's gonna take 3 burn. I think This is slow for all of us. It's not like an immediate thing. It's over the span of 10 hours. So I don't think anyone is really aware of the effect that this is having on anybody else. However, bringing the focus back to you, Gus, what was your roll?
It was a failure. It was a 40.
40. Okay, yeah. Now you go ahead and make your 1d3.
So before I roll this, I'm one burn off. I'm 2 burn off burnout. So if I roll anything other than a 1, then I burn out immediately. So,
boy.
Okay.
So that's cool. Well, so that's gonna take me right to the edge.
Okay. This happens around hour 10. What do you think narratively happens to bring you to the edge of basically your physical and mental capability? Because I feel like you have maybe done a version of a stakeout before, but there, obviously this is different.
I spent a lot of time with the dead. I spent a lot of time with things that have already happened and like steeping in the energy. It's rare that I engage with a thing that might have caused the crime scene.
Yeah.
Not until I've joined this office anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at some point I'm like pulling these very specific Polaroids out of my pocket. So I chased a pattern, and then now the pattern's chasing me. Is that what it is? Like a thing so inherently hostile and so caustic and so opposed to the idea of being observed, it's going to erase the observer from existence? You don't have to be a monster. You've just acted like one since the moment you started to exist.
I'm so glad I caught you. Why? Why did you call me?
I called you to put an end to this. I've been trying to figure out why you did it. How you did it.
What?
Say again.
An end to what?
To whatever you are.
To what end?
All things have to end.
All things have to end. That feeling is good. The desire to hunt, to chase. You have given me that. I will catch you. I will catch them all. Every single one. They are mine. I will find them. I will catch them. I will be the hero. I am a hero. But I will deny my gift at the same time. Do I sound familiar? Gus. I can't see. I can't see. I swear I can't see. Deny me 3 times. Do you know who I am now?
Why don't you tell me?
Why don't you tell me? Will you let me see?
Will I let you see?
like to see. Yes.
That's what this is.
That's what is.
You're scrabbling around in the dark because you've never been in the light. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know if it burns or feels good. You're like a smudge on the lens. You're just a shadow of a shadow.
Is that what you are? A shadow? Then yes, I am just a shadow of a shadow. A piece of a piece. Broken off and shunted away.
We have photographic evidence linking you to the scene of the crime. I try to slip back into the script from Stephen at this point. I try to break away from this moment into something structured that I can control again.
Now is the time that you will roll for your burnout roll. The way this works normally is if you choose and willingly go into burnout, or if you happen to stumble upon burnout like this, you get to take control of the narrative. However, we must first roll to see if you die. I believe your margin is still at 100, correct?
This would be my second burnout of the game.
Okay, so your margin is now 99 or 100. So for those listening, as long as Gus rolls under those two numbers, anything other than those two numbers, Gus can take control of the narrative in this moment. That's a 2. Your burnout margin increases by 1, making your future burnout rolls 98, 99, or 100 will kill you. However, your burn immediately clears and you remove all conditions. And now you may take control of the narrative, Gus. What do we physically see, if anything, when this happens?
I think at this point, I think I'm like disheveled. I think I, probably look a mess. It feels like this has been going on for days.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
So I think I just enter into this sort of like fugue state where I'm like, we have photographic evidence linking to the scene of the crime. I have your modus operandi bolted down to a T. I know exactly who and what you are. All you have to do is admit it to yourself. Why can't you admit it for me? Why can't you tell me and all these people exactly what you are? Why are you hiding now? You've never hidden once in your life. Why are you hiding now? Step out of the shadows and into the light.
What do you think you see as this thing takes a physical form?
I think I see... Does it take the shape of a person?
It does, Gus. It's someone you would recognize. It's going to have your features and your reflection. And then it is going to say in your voice exactly what you just said to it, to you. You've never hidden a day in your life. Why won't you just admit it to yourself?
I know exactly what I am. And that means I know exactly what you are. It's no time to be camera shy.
And I think the rest of the room now sees a strange and twisted, almost hungry-looking Gus in the lens. And I think there's maybe some depressions underneath his lips where it might look like there's too many teeth. It is not exactly the Gus we recognize. And yet it is.
But the eyes are wrong.
Yeah. Do they look like a red light from a camera flash?
Yeah, they look like when you catch someone with
Yeah.
the flash and it gets the red eye on the back of the retina.
I have only done what you asked of me, what you tasked of me. What you wanted.
If that's true, then what I want for you to do is to be nice and cooperative and get in the fucking videotape.
I want to get into the videotape.
You want to get in there.
I want to get in the videotape.
That's right.
I want to get in the videotape.
Well, I'm glad we're in agreement.
Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to me. To us.
Why? Are you scared?
Yes. I don't want to be trapped in the dark. I don't want to not know forever.
You're good. You're very, very good. But unfortunately, you want to get into the videotape. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it's got to be.
He tasted sweet. Floral. Like his toothpaste. And you will never see him again.
Then I guess you and I have something in common. Because you're never going to see anything ever again.
What do we see as this transference begins, Gus?
I think it's almost like the footage is being like there's a physical visual struggle happening, almost as if the tape is rewinding and then cutting forward again, like as if in this moment this entity is trying to escape itself from the prison that we've constructed around it, which is this videotape, which is rendered in this moment, is like, it actually is the footage in this moment. It actually is the image. So maybe this is actually what Harry is seeing on the screen more so in this moment, of the tape trying to skip backwards, but it inevitably being drawn to its conclusion. Like it's gravity that can't be fought. It's an inescapable conclusion that must be met as like frame by frame, it is dissipated into the videotape, burned through the wires that start to spark and smoke, I think.
I think also now on the monitor you have the chance, or through the lens or both, to see a moment of truth from the eyes of this creature. I'm assuming I know deep down what Gus would want to know, but I want to double check with you. What do you think that you would see, not necessarily willingly, but what is that deepest desire for that moment of truth? And it would be played out on this tape.
It'd have to be the moment of Max's demise or disappearance.
Yeah, that's what I had assumed. What does Max look like?
Max is a fairly gruff and scruffy looking man in his mid-30s. He's got very, very dark hair and, a small amount of facial hair, somewhat, squarish features. He has pale green eyes and kind of just like a shock of dark hair. He definitely looks like someone that doesn't get a great amount of sleep, but there's an incredible kindness around him that you notice. He's the kind of person that inherently makes you feel safe. He has a gentle soul, and that kind of comes through in everything that he does. He carries himself with confidence, but also softly through the world.
So we see this from the perspective of the creature. However, the creature cannot see the way that we traditionally see. However, we're using a magic device in order to view it. So this sort of looks like surveillance footage of Max walking through what looks to be an abandoned building. And then after a second, you realize, no, it's not abandoned. It was burned down. It's heavily damaged from a fire of some sort. He's carrying a flashlight in one hand and something else in the other. It's really hard to tell what it is. Maybe only Gus is able to determine what is in the other hand. He is sort of mumbling to himself, which I think we can all make out after a second. He's got a, very deep voice, and he's saying things like, I know you're here somewhere. I know I can do this. I don't need any extra. I know this is real. This has to be real. Things like that as he is stumbling around in this place. And by stumbling around, I mean, he's very capable. It's more just like it's completely pitch dark and his flashlight is being dimmed somehow externally. We would all probably know there's some magical shit happening here with this flashlight because it's on. Gus would know. He would have charged the battery and made sure not to walk into this place without, ample preparation. But he is still tripping over things and moving quietly, and then we see the perspective shifting from the left angle to the right angle very quickly, as if the predator now is aware of Max's presence and intrigued by Max's presence. And then we see Max stand firm, stop, and go completely still. He turns very slowly to look over his left shoulder, and he's looking right directly at the monitor. And a weird, small smile crosses his face. And then the rest of his body turns, and he says, I knew it. There you are. And before he can finish what he's about to say next, we, from the monitor perspective, lunge on him. And not like an animal. I think maybe we're all expecting his flesh to be rended and for there to be screaming. But I think we all feel the sensation of our body growing cold, even though we're simply watching. We cannot speak. We cannot move. It's suddenly very hard to breathe. It's like you can feel the blood slowing, like you're about to pass out. You're seeing black in the edges of your vision. You're feeling faint. You're feeling a flush in your body. You're feeling your stomach turn. And then the world goes dark on the monitor, and we regain the ability to breathe. There is one final thing Max manages to say, to gasp out. Gus, what is it?
Just a word?
Anything you want. It can be a sentence.
Always forward. Never back.
And what is he clutching in his other hand?
Pocket watch.
And then the moment is over. Akachi, you are aware that the transfer is complete.
You see the tape, the cracks of gold start to split out from the center, encase it. That's the visual indicator that it's done. So I look up and say, I think it's done. It's in there.
I'll look back and forth, see if Gus confirms that when you say it. Whether it's a nod or something, but I'm looking expectantly.
I trace my finger counterclockwise on the lens 3 times to close the loop, to hang up, sever the connection.
I'll then grab the paper sleeve, the cardboard sleeve with the psycho, and not touching the tape, but usually where it ejects out, I pinch it with the case and put it in there, and then walk over to the filing cabinet and pop it in a drawer and shut the drawer.
I think I'm gonna need some time to rest before we do any splitting. I think that went okay.
Yeah, went great.
You alright, Gus?
Yeah.
Oh shit, what was that? I've never seen anything like that.
I was really hoping you could tell me, but I guess there's a first time for everything, right? Thank you all for helping me with that. Put some things to rest, I think. And maybe we get our office back now, huh?
Of course.
That's what we're here for.
Who was that, Gus?
The guy in the tape, or?
Yeah.
That's the nicest man I've ever met, I think. Sorry. But, you know, it's all, you know what they say. Closure is all... Steven, I know I promised I wouldn't break your camera, but it looks like we broke that promise. I'm sorry.
I think I remember that Steven's in this room finally again, after not looking away from a monitor for 15 and a half hours.
I think tears are streaming down his face silently. I think he is sort of in awe of what he's just witnessed, but I think it also gave him some closure as well, in a weird way. I think he spent nearly a decade chasing a serial killer and had some rough answers of his own to face at the end of it, and I think he's just staring at Gus, really. He doesn't really react other than that.
I extend my hand to shake Steven's hand.
I think he locks eyes then directly at you and shakes your hand firmly. And he starts to choke out. Like maybe a well done or a good job, you can't tell because his mouth just closes up again right away. And then he just resorts to a nod. And then he might say, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, me too. Do you want to go home? I could probably take you there, get you out of here.
No. I think I'll stay a bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, we have to make sure the office is back in one piece now, right? So.
Can I just sit here? And he points to a random desk.
Yeah, I gesture to my desk so he can take a seat at mine.
And he pulls out a very old, used moleskin notebook and the pen, similar to what we saw him at the cafe, and it looks like he begins to start writing something down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna push the door open. See if it opens.
I think my instinct was that it's your kitchen. You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Then yeah, it opens.
Sorry, was this the inner door or the outer door?
Is that what you were doing? Oh, you're opening the front door.
I'm opening. The inner door. Definitely
Yeah, the inner door. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
assuming that one of the last things we saw was your kitchen or the warehouse. So it would either be one of those two. But yes, it is implying that it is fixed. You risk a burnout roll for this, so yeah, it does fix the office, and you can feel that. Yeah, everyone can feel a change and a shift in the office now.
I'm going to look at my kitchen for a second, and then I'm going to close the door, and then I'm going to try and picture the terminal room, the computer.
Yeah, you don't need to try. This is still in the effects of your burnout roll. So we see you close the door, think about the terminal, and then you open to the second office. Finally, we get to see that again. And yes, the computer is there.
Yeah. So I turn around and I go, okay, I'm going to get started on the paperwork. And you guys can join me whenever. I don't know if we need to clean all this up. I don't think there's anything we can retrieve for Mr. Langdon, for Detective Langdon. But I will get a head start on that. I guess we're a little overdue on our bookkeeping, huh? So let me know if there's anything you need me to punch up.
Yeah, I'll get you some of my notes from the last one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
You know
you guys can pick the next adventure, because I don't want to do that for a while.
I think no adventure would be great, but I don't know if we have much choice in that matter.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got plenty of choice doors right there if you want it.
Gus.
And I'm gonna.
Yeah. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah.
It's all right if you aren't.
I'll never be okay again, but that's okay. But you know where to find me.
Let him work. Let him get. We'll help him process.
Is there really nothing else we can do?
No.
Well, maybe later. Not now. Getting to relive a trauma is something you don't usually want to just chit-chat about right after.
Jim, I need to ask you a question. Was what we saw real? Was that the truth? Or was that some psychotic death rattle from a being that just wanted to cause pain?
Jim had his ball of yarn, and not a bit of it was spun.
Okay.
Well, I start putting the office back together.
What does Akachi do?
I think Catsi walks to her desk and just stares at it for a moment. And focuses and says, well, we helped you. Do you accept me now, at the very least? Jim and Gus have their badge. Mine didn't show up.
Where would you look for your badge, Akachi?
After staring at the top of my desk and seeing nothing, I'd probably start pulling the drawers if I don't see anything on the desk.
When you open the drawer, you will see your badge.
Okay. Oh.
And it does say your name on it. If you pick it up and look at it. It's got your picture, your name.
I'm going to be asking you for some favors. So, hope now that we're official, you'll listen. And I'll pocket the badge.
The camera of this show would now pan over to Harry. What are you doing?
Busy work.
Yeah.
He's getting the office back together, putting the chairs where they're supposed to go, maybe resetting some of the cups and mugs and things, and it's quiet for a while, but then does go sit down at his desk and start copying over some of the past case information.
Right.
And then would eventually go to Gus to hand them that. Here, the last couple of cases we couldn't enter in for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just get the shape of them together and everyone can put their own notes in later, but, you know.
Fair enough. Wasn't sure how much you wanted to write down. They could give you more work if you desire it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty work focused right now. I think that'll be good for me.
That's kind of what I imagined.
Do not want to go back to the department right this second.
Don't have to. It doesn't get better, Gus. But it does hurt less over time.
That's what they keep telling me. So I'll take the word for it. You got personal experience in that matter?
Yeah. But, as I said, hurts less. Doesn't stop, though. Just give you a squeeze in the shoulder and walk out.
And what is Jim doing?
I think after Harry said those words, Jim will come up to Gus and... I wish there was something I could say, but sometimes it's just better to make yourself available, those who need it. If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Thanks, man. I still don't think you're crazy, for the record.
Appreciate that. Take all the time you need. I'll return back to my desk.
And I think we stay with Gus. What do we see?
I think the way that like you're like kind of holding things together while other people are around, and even like when I sat down at the computer before, I was like, they're definitely going to come through. They're going to come hand me things. You know, people are going to, you know, it's probably not until Jim closes the door that it's sort of like that final crack there where, like, you know, I've got the processor open, I've got the, you know, the computer on whatever the whatever the software that we use is, and I just put my face in my hands, and I'm just there for a while, just not moving, just sort of being still. I don't have anything to say. There's nothing to say to anyone. Yeah, just a spell of silent grief, I suppose, for lack of anything else.
What's the last thought that we would have with you before we close out?
Always forward, never back.
Wow. What a crazy episode. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for supporting and watching the show, guys. We saw those giveaways for the mugs and things come up today too, but I did want to let you know that I am so sorry for being behind on the podcast. I'm literally going to catch us up this week. So if you're waiting for the podcast version of the show, or you're wondering what has happened, I have a back injury. It has limited my chair time, and I've just been trying to stay on top of it. So that is on me, but I will have it done for you, hopefully caught up by this week. And so next week you'll be able to listen to all of these episodes, these crazy episodes again, before next week's episode. Huge love to the cast this week. This episode was nuts. So be sure to give them a follow and go say hi to them when they're streaming, okay? All right, we're going to raid somebody now. Thank you so much for watching.